Hey guys, this is Bardenhick, back here again today with another review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at my pair of Sennheiser HD58X headphones to see if they're the right choice for you. Stay tuned. Now, as I usually do, I want to give a little bit of overview first of products I've used in the past in this segment, right? Although it's going to be kind of difficult to do that in this case because these headphones are my first sort of like audiophile purchase. In the past, I bought headphones or headsets more appropriately with the main goal of gaming and not music listening. But the first headphones that I used for gaming were the HyperX Cloud 2s. And I didn't really do much music listening with those, so I can't comment too much. And then after that, I switched to the Fanatic Reacts like a year ago. And then towards the start of this school year, I did actually do some music listening with that, but I wasn't really satisfied with the experience. Not saying that closed backs in general are bad for music listening, but that wasn't what the Reacts were tuned for, and they were only like $70. So I wanted to get an upgrade in the music listening department for sure. And so I read a ton of reviews, and the overall consensus was that these were a really good beginning audiophile sort of headphone. And I'm really inclined to agree after the 3 months or so that I've been using them, and I'll try to explain why. What comes in the box? Well, you're going to get the headphones. The cable, of course. You're going to get a 1/4-inch adapter, which would be for if you wanted to use it with like an interface or an amp that only took like a 1/4-inch input like mine. And then just some documentation, pretty straightforward. The packaging's pretty good. It's got like a cardboard cutout that's fit to the size of the headphone, so it's not just rolling around in there. So it should come to you safely. And as far as the build quality is concerned, it is almost entirely made out of plastic, but don't let that scare you away because it's very high quality plastic. It's like the kind of plastic you would find like black piano plastic, kind of very, very glossy and smooth. And it definitely inspires a lot of confidence. Like if you were to drop this, it's not gonna break or anything. The adjustment band is metal, and the outside grills are as well. And then it has velour style like ear pads. And that'll lead us nicely into comfort, and which these really excel at, although not initially though. This is true, I've heard, for a lot of Sennheiser headphones, but outside the box they have really high clamping force, so you'll get a lot of pressure like at the bottom of your jaw and stuff like that. But so to remedy that, you can just take like a few books and put the headphones over that, let them sit there like overnight or something. That's what I did. And now they fit great. I mean, the plastic, well, maybe not as like premium feeling as metal. It makes them extremely lightweight, and they just disappear on your head, really. The only complaint I really have is I wish the ear pads were a little bit deeper, because my ears do touch the driver protector in a few areas, but only a minor complaint, and it doesn't really bother me that much. So now, as far as the sound of these headphones are concerned, I don't have a ton to compare it to, because I've used some pretty cheap headsets in the past, but it sounds really good to me, at least. Out of the box, stock EQ, it's very mid-focused, which I'm sure if you've seen other videos about this headphone, they've mentioned that. So vocals will really present themselves at the front of the mix, and instruments will kind of take a bit of a backseat, which is a really cool listening experience, because obviously the vocals are supposed to be kind of the focus in most types of music. But I listen to a lot of EDM. Well, I listen to a wide range of music: classic rock, EDM, R&B, rap, but mainly EDM, I would say. And so the kind of more vocal tilt of these headphones, while I do listen to a lot of EDM music that does have vocals, the other kind of details were getting a little bit lost. And so I did a little bit of searching to see if there was an EQ profile that I could use to suit my taste a little bit more. And I found one from this guy on Reddit. His name is Oratory 1990, I think. He's really famous for his work in the audiophile community with as far as like EQ and stuff like that. And so I took his profile for these headphones and applied it in Peace, the program that I showed off in my mod mic review. And it definitely changed the headphones for the better for me, at least. It brought the bass up and the highs a little bit, recessed the mids just a tad, but the vocals are still extremely present, but it added a little bit more punch and then a little bit more sparkle in the air frequencies, and I think it improved the headphone as a whole. And I'll try to put a link to that profile below if anybody's interested in it. Now, I've hinted at the music performance of these a little bit, which, I mean, obviously these are much better than anything else I've had for music before, but I would say like out of the box, like these specialize in like kind of slower paced, more vocal centric music where the instruments are either quieter or there's not as many. But once you put on like an EQ profile like I did, I mean, obviously you can make them sound however you want, and these respond really well to EQ, so that's a good selling point. But with the Oratory 1990 EQ, I'd say they become more versatile just because they kind of take that recessed high and low and bring it up. And so you can listen to more like R&B will be more enjoyable because you'll get the bass, and then also like the hi-hats will be a bit more present. But even out of the box, like it's not a drastic change, like comparing the before and after for the EQ, but out of the box, these still sound great. Now, as far as gaming is concerned, these are definitely better than both of the gaming headsets I had before, ironically, even though that's not the main reason I bought them. But just because even though these are kind of known for having a smaller soundstage for open back headphones, it's still definitely bigger than most closed back headphones, especially the ones that I've used. And so that really helps with trying to like determine where enemies are in your vicinity. And the fact that it's not like some massive soundstage like some other headphones make it so that even if someone's kind of far away, you can still hear like their footsteps. And it's just very present, and it helps keep you very aware of your surroundings. And another advantage of using open backs for gaming is if you don't like have a way to get like latency-free monitoring like from your mic so that you hear yourself in your headphones. With closed backs, a lot of the time you might be yelling a lot more often than you think you are, just because you can't really hear your own voice, and when we can't hear our own voices, then we feel like we have to talk louder, so we make sure we're not talking strange. But open backs, like when you have these on, if you have nothing playing, you have like 80 to 85% of your hearing capacity. So obviously if you live or if you're playing or listening to music in like a really noisy area usually, then these might not be the best option, and closed backs in general might provide a better experience. But definitely these are a lot nicer for gaming because when you're talking to other people, you can actually hear yourself really easily while you're talking, which is nice because very few people have ways to monitor their own audio unless if you're using some kind of interface. So, but even though I think these are pretty good for gaming, I definitely don't think they're the best in the price range. Even though I haven't used them, I would probably give that title to the PC38Xs, also by Sennheiser, and also available on Drop. I've heard really good things about them as far as gaming performance, that they're like the best thing under $200 and stuff like that. I can't comment myself, obviously, on the experience, but I think that's definitely a better option, and it's the same price, I think, $170. And it comes with a mic, which obviously for a lot of people is going to be a big convenience, because I have a mod mic, but that's another $80 added on to the total cost. So that could be that could be a difficult inconvenience to overcome for a lot of people. So in conclusion, I would probably call these the most versatile headphone in the sort of $150 to $200 price range. I say that because they're more forgiving than the 560Ss. Those are very revealing headphones, and so if you're listening to like poorly mastered music, it's not going to sound that good. These are only 150 ohms, so they're easier to drive than like the planars in the same price point, like the HE400Is and the 4XX. I'd say they're probably going to be more comfortable in something like the Tiger 300Rs, but those are another really good option. But it can be pretty hard to find those sometimes because you can only buy them on Bayer's website, or you have to buy it in the bundle with the mic, so then it's like not a really good value for most people. And then the nice thing about these over like the PC38Xs is the music performance is probably a little bit better because those are pre-tuned for gaming. And also you can wear these outside the house without looking like an idiot with the, you know, the boom mic sticking 3 feet in the air. So yeah, overall, I'd say for most people looking to get into the audiophile space, you know, because you need headphones to play games anyways, right? So it's not like you buy these, oh, I'm not a huge music guy, throw them away. Like, it's not like they're bad for gaming because they're good at music. No, real headphones or higher quality headphones are going to be good at both. And that's definitely true for these. But if your focus is just gaming, I would probably say go with the PC38Xs. But anyways, thank you for watching this review. My name is Bardenhick. I try to post a review every weekend and I stream during the weekdays. Thank you for watching.